So we are back again. Server is now full. Yes. So I'm also back. The stream should be live again. I did put some delay on it, as was asked by the admins of the tournament.
Perhaps it would be better to always put some delay, just to, you know, have the competitive integrity.
Yeah, I thought I had delay, but apparently I didn't. I must have turned it off. I forgot about it. Yeah. So actually, we did see the map did go to Refinery, so another classic map here. Both players actually didn't know this, but SMaLLiK also playing since many years, so both players will be very comfortable on this map. And I'm not sure if I've seen SMaLLiK play this map too much times. I'm sure he knows it well, but I just have never seen it.
I mean, it's not really surprising that they would both agree to play this map as well, because the 100 shield is a perfect area to come flying down with 3 rockets or just the flak.
Yeah, both players' flak is on fire. Like, we praised the rockets of m1no actually, but actually I think his flak has been much more consistent this game.
Yeah, definitely, and Shock on Refinery is also really good to push people off 50, and m1no's Shock is on fire today. Hitting 40% on Ironic is no joke.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And it does go live now. I'll turn the music off real quick, and let's actually start with m1no here.
3, 2, 1.
There you
and
go.
m1no with a good spawn actually on the Shock is gonna get one of his favorite weapons as soon as possible. Also gonna probably try to get the flag away, but no, SMaLLiK actually gets it.
Yeah, and that spawn is so good on this map in particular, because you have so many options. You can take the vials, the safe route. You can take 2 sets of vials and a shock. You can take the shock and rush to flag, which is what m1no did this game. And there's just so many more options to choose from. And actually, some really nice comboing there by m1no, and gets the first kill. And actually,
and another combo.
SMaLLiK
Anticipates that m1no is gonna try to get SMaLLiK is gonna try to take that flag away, and now he anticipates him and combos right in there.
Yeah, a little bit disrespectful from SMaLLiK to actually not anticipate that m1no would predict this kind of move. It's kind of a basic move, right? To go from LG to flag. And definitely something that m1no will abuse. And there you go, and he actually gets a third kill there, and also takes the 50 away and the shock, and he's in such a good start.
This looks really great for m1no, right? I don't know if SMaLLiK can contest this 100 really.
But he does keep a safe distance. Managed to get out of there without taking any damage. And 50 should be up soon. And actually, SMaLLiK with the trap, but this time does not connect with any of the flag there, and actually puts himself in a very tricky situation. Almost dies there.
And m1no is almost on full stack.
Yeah, m1no just needs one more set of vials and he will be on the maximum stack.
And yeah, SMaLLiK probably needs to play it really slow right now, right? Oh my god, hits a nice flag ball though, that was a lot of damage. And SMaLLiK is trying to run away now, trying to get some health back, but m1no is chasing him with rockets. Nice air rocket there.
But I wonder
finish
if
the
the
top kill.
playing slow is gonna be good for SMaLLiK, because m1no has been very on point on predicting SMaLLiK, especially when he started to play a little slower. Like we saw SMaLLiK doing some excellent work when the game was chaotic, I believe, and not so great when the game was slowed down. I feel like m1no has the slight edge there because he's been predicting SMaLLiK so much more.
True.
But that said,
SMaLLiK did have some nice predictions as well on Ironic though.
yeah, definitely. And now, but you see, the game is chaotic, and all of a sudden, SMaLLiK does turn it around with with a fight that he should never win in theory. And now gets the LG away, gonna keep this this shot, but he's still quite low. But nice combo to LG there, and now surely going for that 50. No, he wants that 100, and it's not up for a few seconds.
Oh, and m1no actually finishes the kill off with nice rockets with 12 HP remaining and picks up the 100 for himself.
And I like that decision that he didn't shoot gun out. He knew that he was not in danger, perhaps heard that bio pickup, knew that he could just escape without taking any additional damage. Of course, shield gun does take 20 damage, but here, kind of predictable in his movement. Lucky to not get hit by any of that combo damage. Was nicely played by m1no, but that does mean that SMaLLiK gets that 50, but actually SMaLLiK dropped down. I wonder if that was a...
What a flag ball.
Oh, and switches to the minigun.
Surely this is a kill.
Oh! SMaLLiK almost got that kill with the shield gun, but...
Yeah, but SMaLLiK managed to do quite a lot of damage there and is gonna be able to fall back to LG, maybe rockets, and contest this 100, right?
Yeah,
but
he does
m1no
not...
catches it away with nice timing.
I don't think he had the rockets just yet. And I think if he had the rockets, he could have possibly gotten that 100 there if he just loaded up with rockets and zoned his opponent away. That's why I don't think he has rockets here. And,
but m1no is trying to rush here. Definitely the right thing to do. SMaLLiK is super low. Just take the minigun out or just rockets here and finish off the kill. And now it's 5 kills difference.
This looks very scary for SMaLLiK. SMaLLiK needs to find his footing in this game and does open up with a nice LG there. And that's definitely important because m1no now sitting on 32 HP. Does get that health back up. And also these vials. Gonna be in time for this 50. He can of course combo SMaLLiK away, but actually it's 3 nice primaries there. And these are not up, we know that because they were just picked up earlier. And yeah, another kill for m1no there, 100 to take for him also. And SMaLLiK now rushing with the minigun, but this is not gonna work, I believe. But actually it does! He did so much damage there to m1no. And if he can get out of this without dying, surely it's gonna be worth it, but no. Does die to the flag ball there at the end.
And that's already 7 kills difference now. I mean, the gap is opening pretty hard on this map. It would seem that m1no is way more comfortable on this map. And the shock is really working. Wow, another beautiful prediction from m1no.
Yeah, and I feel like this map is a bit... it's a little bit tricky because, yes, it's a pretty big map, but as you see, you can really easily grow a really big lead really quickly. And it's kind of how to phrase this. The map is a bit it looks big, but it's actually smaller than it is because you have so many ways to cut off your opponent and set traps and catch them off guard. You know, you only have to hit this tiny bit of damage just to finish them off because the health packs are all very predictable. And once you know where your opponent is going, once they are low, it's very hard to get away when you're the player with low HP.
Yeah, basically you need to like try to predict that your enemy is gonna try to predict you and then perhaps try to fake it and take another hit for
exactly that. And as long as the aggressor has the shock and is in control, you can so easily combo these health bubbles, you know, from every angle, and there's not much you can do about that when you're in the position of the player on the back foot.
Yeah, the shock is really strong weapon on this map.
Exactly, and you know, it's because there's a lot of vertical aiming involved in this map, and shock combos, of course, being very strong to shoot from below. Also, we just saw m1no do that actually. Hits another nice combo.
And takes SMaLL down. Now a big lead actually opened in favor of m1no. It's 11 kills difference. And we're halfway through now.
Yeah, and it just shows that m1no is still a very scary player. SMaLL being an extremely talented player himself, and perhaps did underestimate his opponent just a little bit, because he did make some uncharacteristic mistakes, in my opinion, in the beginning of the game, where he just was a bit too obvious in his movement, and that really got punished by m1no. And here again, he does jump right in front of him, and m1no is just very consistent with his aim. And also when he's on the back foot, right? I said that earlier. It's hard to pressure m1no because he's very good at hitting you, even when you're chasing.
Yeah, definitely. And now if SMaLL finally takes down m1no actually, and if m1no doesn't do any huge mistakes this game, he's probably in a prime position to take this serious.
Yeah, but even SMaLL taking that kill, there was nothing for him to take. Like, the 50 only just spawned, so there was nothing he could really... m1no was not really in a big trouble there, because he knew that 100 was not up yet for another 20 seconds or so. He knew that he had enough space to work with. And we do see m1no getting 2 kills since SMaLL get that initial kill there. And it needs to happen quickly for SMaLL now. 6 minutes can pass very quickly. And 13 kills behind. Oh, but there it is. That's an important kill actually, because now actually he can get that 50, but takes so much damage from that minigun.
Oh my god, that minigun is insane.
Wow, and you got a feel for SMaLL there, and I know exactly how that feels, because you see the flag, the primary, it connects on your screen, but because of the ping, it's not really connecting, and does go down there. To the minigun.
That was quite unfortunate, but the minigun was superb from m1no. It felt like he was shooting rockets from there.
Yeah, it was very... All of a sudden, SMaLL went from 150... What nice rockets there, but does blow himself up. What?
Oh, wow, what a flag primary!
Wow.
5-minute warning.
Nice there by SMaLL to get that kill after picking up this shock, and now the game is gonna be chaotic, right? Because SMaLLiK knows that he needs to be full-on aggressive here, and that's scary when you face a good opponent, because that can snowball out of control, and that's kind of what we're seeing right here. m1no just getting all the kills.
And m1no has such good movement, by the way, such good counter movement against whatever weapons his opponent has. You just saw him like dodge randomly towards the middle of the air where there's no walls, while SMaLL was loading up 3 rockets, right? And just shock him down, basically.
Yeah, definitely, and did manage to get that. I don't think he got the 100 himself, but got SMaLL in such a position that he took so much damage himself that eventually it was just advantageous to m1no there.
Yeah, and I don't know what you're thinking right now regarding this, but I believe that this map is probably wrapped up. This is a big lead.
Yeah, definitely.
And honestly surprising, right?
Very surprising, definitely, yes. But I have to say, I do think SMaLL did maybe underestimate m1no a little bit in the beginning there. We did see a little bit too predictable movement by SMaLL, and while this works against lesser skilled players, you know, you can just bully them off very easily, but against m1no it's so tricky because he's so consistent with hitting, and I said it many times now, but also when he's not in the position to hit a lot, he does hit way too much. And yeah, if you're not aware of that, then it can go quick. And that's kind of what we're seeing here, 22-5 right now.
Honestly, very, very unexpected. 23-5 now. I mean, this is basically a stomp, right? Qualifies as one at least.
Yeah, definitely. It was much different game also than Ironic.
And now it's actually we're seeing something in reverse. I thought that m1no's well, we both thought that m1no's timing wasn't on point on Ironic, but on this map it seems like the SMaLL's timing is not on point instead. And m1no's timing is absolutely on point with the 100s, especially in the early game.
And what's interesting is actually that it's not only the 100s. Usually when you have a lot of 100s picked up, then you are lacking in the 50s, which is normal because you cycle or you exchange the items, right? m1no takes the 100, SMaLL takes the 50. But here we see m1no actually having similar amount of 50s, but also much more health picked up by m1no. So he's been in complete control most of this game.
Yep.
Well, most of this game. He's being in control of this game. Let's just say it like that.
Yeah, honestly, like the score also reflects it, right?
Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, it does look like this game is gonna be, you know, wrapped up. And unexpectedly, I think many would have predicted SMaLL to advance here. Of course, that does mean that SMaLL does get to the loser bracket, and I'm sure he will make some miracle happen and get this deep run regardless. Maybe it's a little bit of a wake-up call for him. Who knows?
1 minute remains.
Yeah, definitely. He's also still a very young player. So, perhaps still playing, you know, a little bit cocky because of his age.
How old is SMaLL? I don't even know how old he is.
I believe he's like 20 right now.
What?
Yeah.
So, but he's been playing since 2011 or something?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow. I didn't know he was that young.
30 seconds left.
Wow,
So, you know, the experience probably did carry m1no over here, basically. Like, just kept his cool after Ironic. It was probably stressful for
20
both players,
seconds.
at least a little bit, you know, to play those last few minutes of Ironic.
Yeah, and even though I would be very hyped to see a SMaLL against Bugatti match. Oh, and he does it back, and m1no is saying like, sit down, son, I can do it too.
Yeah, GG, well played. And it looks like we're gonna get to see m1no versus Bugatti next.
Yeah, and that said,
And SMaLL actually leaving without saying GG.
probably was not too happy about his performance here, and that's
No.
understandable. Also might have been a bit frustrated with the server situation. However, that does mean that that m1no does advance, and let's take a look again at the bracket here real quick. I was gonna make a point about Bugatti m1no matchup because I think, regardless of SMaLLiK against Bugatti, which was expected to be the next round, let's be honest, round 4, everyone thought that SMaLL would probably take the victory in a close series. But even though that matchup itself is extremely hype, I do think that the difference in styles between m1no and Bugatti can be very, very interesting also. Because of m1no is a player that is very well-rounded, let's say. He's a player that can do a lot of things. But we saw that he did not play that great on Aerowalk and actually got stomped on it, let's be honest. And Bugatti, of course, being a notorious Aerowalk player himself, for sure going to pick that. So I'm sure we'll see m1no spam some Aerowalk games from now on.
But also the difference, like, I don't think we're gonna see a lot of close combat in that game, unfortunately, because Bugatti is a very, very defensive player and just plays super long-range aim battles.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm
actually,
expecting a totally different score lines. You know, I'm expecting like it not to go past 10 kills, basically.
it's good that you brought this up, because when I was casting with Asts the 2v2 finals between the Russians and Aiko and Zil, Asts actually brought up that Bugatti is really good at keeping such a distance that he does not get hit very often, but he can still like utilize his aiming to a really high potential. And we did praise m1no a bit earlier for that also a bit, because you said that he was very good at adapting to each weapon that he's facing. But I think that both players are going to be very good at this. And I think it will be very important in this matchup who is controlling the weapons rather than the items, perhaps. What
Yeah,
do you think?
definitely. If m1no would manage to string, for example, if let's say that Rankin would be played, if m1no would manage to string 50 LG and Chalk together, that would be very detrimental to Bugatti, because those are like that's 90% of his damage gone, right? Because he's gonna use Shock and LG almost in any situation that is presented in front of him. He's almost never gonna go to Flak or Rockets.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be very interesting to see, honestly. And m1no is, you know, not a small fish when it comes to aiming. He also hits like a truck.
Yeah, definitely. But that said, we are going to be moving on to the second match of this broadcast tonight, and that's going to be xounz versus voltz. And I'm not sure if we'll have m1no around for that. That's
Unfortunately, not anymore. I think I'm gonna take a small break now. But thanks
that's
for having me.
that's fine, man. But thank you very much for the cast. It was really good again. I think we have a good combination of cast. To be honest, we match very well.
Yeah, I think so too. But you know, the viewers have to be the decider of that, basically.
That's true.
Well,
that's true.
And there was actually quite a lot of viewers as well. Say you have 50 viewers right now.
Yeah, I think at some point we had around 60 viewers tuning in. Very cool. Of course, also very good matchup. I think most old school players, you know, back from the day, well, I'm not old school, but 2009 to 2012 for sure will know m1no. And SMaLLiK, of course, being kind of unknown for the Europeans, other than the Russians so far. Of course, he did make a big name for himself the past 2 years. But yeah, thanks a lot for coming on, and let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, especially if, like, for the m1no versus Bugatti. And I hope that I'm gonna be able to shoutcast you versus Aiko, because you probably won't be able to shoutcast your own match.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for everyone who tuned in. See ya.
All right, bye, man. So again, huge thank you to m1no. Now we're gonna move on to the second game, or second match rather. It's gonna be again xounz versus voltz. I just want to quickly show you guys the journey of both players. xounz actually starting in round 1. For the people that didn't know, this whole bracket was actually generated without seeding, which means there's no one that's expected to place first. It's completely random, and that's why we see these crazy interesting games, because the complete random seeding. Normally we would see the interesting games in round 4 maybe, you know, not in round 2 or round 3. However, we are treated with that for now, so we're gonna enjoy it. And yeah, so xounz did beat Dylan pretty convincingly in the beginning of the tournament, and which was actually pretty interesting, because last time they met they had this notoriously long overtime match, and now it was xounz just running both maps pretty comfortably. I think Dylan was not super warmed up, but xounz definitely brought his A game there. Then we saw xounz beat Speedsor, which was definitely a little closer than the first round. But still, xounz did show up. I think ranking was pretty interesting, though, that series. And of course, guys, you can find these matches on the Rage Quit YouTube channel if you're interested in watching this later. And then for voltz, actually started in round 2. voltz being a newer player on the scene, at least for me, didn't really know voltz too much about him until like 2 years, since 2 years now. But he did have a very good match against Honey, and was really surprised how good he was playing against Honey actually. And I think Honey was expected to take that victory, and voltz also saying that he would take that victory from voltz himself. But nevertheless, voltz did beat him, clean 2-0 also, and it was pretty much a stomp. voltz showing a lot of headshots, a lot of skill. And yeah, and that brings us to the current game now. I can't wait to see what happens. Both players are very strong aimers, I can tell you that though. Both players seem to be hitting a lot more headshots on average than the other players in the tournament. And it might be because they are just using more LG on average, but it's also definitely because their aim is on point. And yeah, we're gonna see. I think the LG will definitely be a key weapon for both. So we see the players warm up a bit. voltz is AFK a bit. Probably doing some rituals. Maybe warming up his hands, who knows. But now he's moving. And stay cocked. I hope I say that right. My truck is watching you. Okay, the admin is also here. So let's ask what the map picks will be. Oops. I want to put some music on the background here as we wait for this. So it does look like we got Ironic picked and Reverse. And I do believe that xounz picked Reverse and voltz then of course picked Ironic. We did see xounz picking Reverse last time also. And he was actually performing really good on that map. So not surprised at all to see that again. Let's check the chat a bit. Don't blow up each other. Okay, okay. You good boys really enjoyed. It's good to hear, man. What's up, Vlad? Was nice. All right, so overall, you guys are enjoying this. That's good to see, guys. And while we are waiting for these players to get ready, I was gonna ask for your prediction, guys, but it does look like they're gonna be ready. So I don't think we'll have time for that. Of course, you can still predict right now before the game starts, but here we go. We're gonna start with voltz here. That's Ironic is his map pick, so here we go. voltz getting a really good spawn here. Gets the LG and shock. Gonna jump over to the vials here and takes that set of vials. And xounz on the other end is gonna take the other vials. Surely, yeah, he did, and he does have the flak and the link, so it's kind of tricky for voltz to jump in here, but he does anyway. He wants that LG hit before that 100. Oh, and huge flak there by xounz. Hits a nice primary and finishes off with the flak ball there. Oh, but xounz actually sticking around there and it got so much damage. Of course, did pick up that 100, but now voltz can just hold his position, but actually tanks a huge combo there and flies him all across the map. And actually allows him to escape for now. But actually, might not happen though, because he did jump to the rocket. Oh, but huge LG there. Whoa, I didn't even know that was possible. He just hit that tiny gap to hit that flak ball. And now another nice flak ball. xounz being pretty creative here with his flak balls. Makes it work though. 2-0 for him. Picks up that health. And now the vials. And now voltz again in his face. But actually huge damage by the plasma of voltz. And catches him off spawn. But he's below 100 HP here. Of course he has that 100 to fall back on. Oh, but he does jump up here, and that may allow xounz to get it. And yes, that's exactly what happened. xounz read the situation well. He knew that he had just enough time to get to that 100. Didn't even pick up the 50 because he knew if he did, he would not be in time for that 100. Very nice decision making by xounz there. Oh, but voltz hitting like 4 shocks in a row. And there you go. That's what I'm saying. These guys have extremely good aim, but oh! And the idea was great from xounz to rush there. He knew his opponent was low, but voltz just hitting everything right there. And didn't even take a single tick of damage, but he's still on 8 HP here, but does pick up some... Whoa! Nice flick. LG there. voltz definitely bringing his A game. And voltz does seem like the player that is excelling when there's some pressure involved. And of course this is gonna be a tournament match. And even if a tournament is not, you know, monetary so interesting, it still can get on your nerves, especially if you're not used to playing tournaments. So it's cool to see that rookies are performing so well. We saw that last time with Mamas too, hitting some very nice LGs. But now voltz is a bit on the back foot here. And there he does go down to xounz. It's 2 nice LGs. One, I believe, was just a normal hit, and the other, I think it was through the shield gun of voltz there. Nevertheless, does extend his lead. 4-3. Or actually first time in the lead. Ooh, and again, 2 nice LGs. Both players just showing their excellent accuracy. Only 6 shots fired, but 4 hits and already 1 headshot. And that's exactly what I was saying earlier. These guys, they are good with the LG. voltz did hit a little... wow, look at this. 75% by xounz here, hitting every LG. Amazing. And now, what can voltz do here? It's got in a bad situation here and switches to the link to do some damage here. Maybe he can actually get out of this. And again, the plasma of voltz and xounz look like he could not. See voltz saying the noob and xounz saying nice one. Clearly not affected by the trash talk from voltz. And now voltz with some nice tracking there with the minigun. voltz did give up that 100, of course, was in a poor position to go for that. But now he tanks a full combo. Maybe he was a bit too optimistic to go for that 50 there. And now he's in a bad situation yet again. Tanks a bit of damage by the flak and does wisely back off, but he re-peaks, and big mistake there by voltz. Probably should have just backed off or at least ran away with shield gun raised. And now xounz waiting for that 50. But no, actually, wow, low FOV there from xounz. I believe I'm on 95 FOV and he couldn't see. Of course, still does get the kill there. Ooh, and voltz almost took another hit there, and now does tank a bit of flak damage, but did good damage himself and actually hits a nice shock in LG. And now voltz takes that 50. Needs some HP. And should probably take away the shock, and he does look like he's going for it. And here comes xounz being aggressive with his link, but nice reaction from voltz. Flak ball and then primary flak to finish off the kill. Tries to do a bit of damage here. He's a bit early for this 100, knows that it's not going to be up, but that does mean that 50 will go to xounz surely. Yeah, and there it is. xounz did get that 50. And voltz still on very low HP. He's still going for this 100 though. And does get punished by xounz there. Almost had it. If he was slightly... if he survived a little longer, he surely would have gotten that 100. And that would have been a big win, but does go down now. xounz had the luxury of picking a 50, but didn't do anything to his stack because he was already on 150 armor. And now got him trapped, but actually takes so much damage from voltz, and that's what we've been seeing so much this game. voltz doing so much damage to xounz, even though xounz is on such high stack, and eventually does go down, but did so much damage to xounz that he might be able to do something here about this 100 if he has the timing on it. It's already up, so I guess he doesn't. Ooh, nice LG yet again, and another one. voltz hitting some really nice LG. We saw xounz hitting 75% earlier in the game. Actually, it's a crazy nade there, bounced all over the place, but eventually did hit voltz there. And voltz actually stuck around there and does go down. xounz very low yet again. Like every kill he gets, does seem like he barely wins every fight. Damage-wise, it feels very close, and indeed, it's basically even. Ooh, but that was an important kill there by xounz. He has so much time to get this 100. You should be able to get it, unless xounz got that shock, but I don't think he did. And now xounz just needs some HP. He's gonna get it here, back to 90 HP. Yet again, 150 armor. And voltz now rushing with the flag, not really connecting though, and does go down. Easy kill for xounz there. Did nothing to his stack, and now voltz kind of predictable in his movement. And probably will end up dying. But actually, oh, the switch to the LG at the end did make it work. Both players showing that they love the LG and hitting a lot of crazy stuff. 40% for xounz and 28% for voltz. xounz now takes that shock away. Very important weapon for this 100 fight. Ooh, but voltz still goes in. Ooh, but direct rocket there. But looked like it was not registering or something. Looked very weird to me. voltz is trying to go for these direct rockets. He's not really aiming at the ground, he's rather just aiming at the face of xounz. But that said, it didn't really connect and therefore didn't really do anything. But did get a pretty good spawn, and yeah, he does get the kill here. Let's switch over to voltz now. 9 kills behind, does get another one, make that 8. Now, can he get some HP before these power-ups? Both power-ups gonna be at the same time, and xounz actually chases and hits a nice LG voltz. Can he get this 100? And yes, he does, and actually hits through the shield gun of xounz there. And 7 kills behind now. voltz is going aggressive. Might have be a little bit of a mistake here. xounz is trying his best to hit this flag. It's not connecting so far. And voltz finally runs away. And what is happening? Some panic by both players. Both players starting to look a bit like a clown fiesta. And xounz actually surviving with 9 HP there. But does have that 50 to fall back on, and also the HP. And voltz yet again turning it around with superior damage there. It's actually crazy because voltz didn't... Yeah, he only got 100 pickup just now. But he just put out so much damage consistently. And And actually, you see it on the stats below. Damage given is actually higher for voltz. The difference is really the pickups. And now voltz surely gonna be feeling comfortable to take this fight, but actually gets pushed around and bullied away by xounz. And xounz actually now hitting a lot of shots himself. And it seems like 100 shield is just ineffective, guys. Just don't pick it up. Every time they pick it up, they lose the fight. It's time to start adapting and just skip the 100. But no, both players still wanted 100, of course. And both players actually very early. xounz hitting some nice shots yet again. It's a nice LG there off spawn and kind of guarantees that he will get this 100. Needs some HP now and actually going aggressive and hits a nice LG through the spawn and another one. What's going on? These players are hitting so many. Yet again, voltz getting hit by the LG and didn't even have a shield gun raised. And now the match is starting to snowball a bit out of control, but there voltz does get the kill finally. And now it's 21 to 12. voltz pretty much has to hit the headshot here to win this fight, and yeah, he doesn't. And voltz now does get that shock rifle. Can't really connect the combo and actually tanks 2 hits from xounz's shock rifle there. And voltz going down yet again with 1 minute 50 left on the clock. These players are just playing for show now. xounz definitely did seal this victory. It's always nice to win the first one, especially if it's on the map choice of your opponent. And still, damage. The damage numbers are so equal, it's crazy. And that just shows how important it is to grab the armors, and actually xounz ignores the 100 altogether just to get another kill. And it's actually good, because if you kill someone there, it's very unlikely that they will spawn on the mini or the link, and that way you actually have a pretty low risk to get a spawn kill while maintaining a good position to get the 100 if you don't get it. If you don't get the spawn kill. And if you do get the spawn kill, then the odds are very in your favor, because if you have your back towards the lift and you hug the lift a bit, there's no chance your opponent will spawn on the minigun. And therefore the 100 will not be taken. A nice headshot there by xounz, and that will be the final nail in the coven. Quite literally here, because
9, 8,
the frag difference is now 15, and GG called by voltz.
3,
Definitely still an entertaining match though. Both players hitting some crazy shots. voltz having some nice aim, especially when it was out of control, which was pretty much all game. And now we go to xounz map pick here. It does look like xounz has very low sense, yeah, access. He definitely struggled sometimes to turn a 180, and that's kind of what caused the those crazy plasma kills by voltz there. And appreciate the guys, by the way, for waiting. They actually did wait for me to finish the cast of
6, 5, 4,
SMaLLiK versus
2,
m1no.
1.
Just so we can cast this game too for you guys. And let's start with xounz here. Gets a nice spawn, I believe it was the minigun. Jumped his way up, took all the vials and then took the shock and now actually hit a nice combo. Don't think he would have heard the hit sound there because it was off screen. Of course, spectators, we hear it. But I don't think xounz did. But nice first kill there by xounz. Hit 2 nice primaries and finishes off with the minigun. Always a sign of an experienced player to not try to make the last hit with a shock. Might as well just switch to a tracking weapon that pretty much guarantees you will get the kill. And we saw this jump by xounz last time and now he's kind of failing it. But there you go, that's what he was trying to do. Did a bit of splash damage there, did nice. Was definitely worth it to peek. And now showing some nice movement here and gets another kill. Quick 2-0. Gets a nice combo off spawn. I think xounz and voltz here in trouble, but nice flag there by voltz and another tiny bit of flag. When he actually goes for the 100, oh, but barely missed it. Almost had that and would have definitely been worth dying for. Because he pretty much ruined the entire armor stack of xounz, but now it's actually really bad for him because xounz got that 50 also and now fully stacked again, 150 shield. And voltz now trying to deal some damage with the minigun. Did a good job so far, he did like 100 damage right there. And now I feel like voltz could probably just run away from here, but he doesn't want to, he wanted to frag. But does mean he will go down. And now actually after dealing so much damage he finally can get this kill. Look, xounz just spawns right in front of the 100 and can pick it up. Voltz again in a tricky situation, but again hits some nice damage. Thank you for the follow. And there you go, voltz going down again, 6-0 now. 12 minutes left on the clock. Of course, plenty of time to work with, but voltz charging in like that might not be the best decision ever. And we saw xounz trying to combo there. He knew that his opponent was at LG, but couldn't really find the angle to make it work. And of course this shock was taken earlier, so no chance to get it for voltz there. Did get that LG though, but now he's in a tough spot yet again. And does go down to the minigun of xounz. And now xounz knows he hurt his opponent and there he is. Well, actually voltz again with so much damage, even though his opponents outstacked him so much, but nice minigun damage there by xounz. But still very worth it for a voltz to do so much damage there, because there's not going to be any armors on the map for the next couple of seconds here. Just 10 seconds till the 50. I'm not sure if he realizes that, because surely he would go in. But I don't think he knew how low xounz truly was there. And now xounz back to almost 100 there. But here comes voltz. rushing in with the rockets, hit some 2 nice ones, but they were not the most effective rockets. Just did a little bit of damage, and that was definitely not enough for xounz to back off from this 100. Now, unfortunately, voltz going down yet again. It's very hard to run on this map. It's hard to play it out of control as well, as we see voltz struggling here. It's a nice nade, but needs to do a lot more damage to stop this lock. Taking that 50 away is definitely a start though. And now he's kind of forced to fight and did pretty good damage considering it's 10 seconds left till the 100. And now it's a nice LG, but good answer there by xounz. Hits a nice LG and then switches to the flak. But as I say that, voltz gets the nice spawn there and finally gets on the board. Second kill actually. And now, nice minigun there. Oh, huge flak ball there. Now, trying to catch xounz. He knows he's very weak, but could not find him. I think he heard him here. Trying to get that first kill, and now he found him. And good minigun damage. Surely he's gonna go down here. Yeah. Very nice tracking there by voltz. And now 4 kills. Still 8 frags behind, but he's in good position to take this 50, but actually dodges away from it. Still gets it though. Now 5 seconds left till the 100. voltz needs to go there and quick, but he doesn't. And that does mean that probably xounz gets it, yeah. Did go to xounz's way, but xounz only has the LG here, I believe. And now he picked up the shock, so this could be pretty bad for voltz here, but hits a nice flak ball. Needs to hit a little bit more, but that definitely a good start. Now he should definitely be in stack advantage. But does give up that 50, and that's a bit of a mistake by voltz there. He definitely should not have given that up. And xounz now feeling confident. He knows he's probably in a better stack advantage, but actually voltz dealing good damage there. And this game is going back and forth. Both players unrelenting. They both want to fight non-stop, it seems like. And yet again, the damage numbers are pretty even. There's a bit of a bigger gap this time actually. xounz definitely hitting a little bit more. And now voltz again in a very bad spot, only 2 HP to his name. Does maybe manage to get his 50, but no, he does back off and xounz actually missed those rockets, but then hits the nice LG. Bit of an overkill there with just 12 HP for voltz. But just shows how confident xounz is with his LG, and there you go, a headshot. And voltz now rushing in with the shock and actually dealt pretty nice damage with the shock course there, but xounz just answering nicely with a rocket into LG and takes another kill there to extend his lead. And xounz trying to go for these pixel shots. Another creative jump there, trying to make a combo there. Almost worked. xounz is using his time on the TV well. He's trying all these trick jumps for the for the viewers at home. But that said, he does get the killing spree. He's still looking good. Hit some nice flag and a third one there. That's something that will always get me excited. Some nice flag action. Oh, and a nice direct rocket there. Use that momentum that he got from that double jump. Touched from the wall. Allowed him to just fire a rocket just at the right angle. Hitting just the face of voltz and
5-minute warning.
does seem like he gets kill after kill at this point. Definitely not as close as the last game. There you go again, trying this tricky movement. Oh, and actually does it again and just survives with 1 HP there. And now backs off. Sounds definitely showing some nice unique movement on this map. And now voltz trying to be aggressive and I think it's the right choice, but he's not really connecting and some tricky movement coming from xounz here allows him to stay alive. Just enough to just simply fall back to this 100 and now he's 100 again, and all that hard work from voltz just diminished. Sounds now listening for some audio cues. Trying to pinpoint where his opponent is on the map, and I think he just did. You see a 100 battle, even though the 100 is not up for another 10 seconds or so. And xounz just showing his great map awareness. He seems to be really aware where his opponent always spawns on this map. It's pretty interesting to see because he might be the best reverse player we've seen yet. Definitely a player that's showing some great skill on this map. Bringing some unique movement. And now, score is getting a bit out of control since a while now. voltz definitely put up a better fight on Ironic, his own map pick, but xounz just showing his experience. And also hitting some really good aim.
2 minutes remain.
Let's actually take a look at the numbers here. Yeah, not seeing as high numbers as last time, but 30% shock is still very good. As for voltz, he's been on the back foot all game long. It's always going to be tough to be hitting your shots when you're getting extremely pressured. And again, very fluid movement there from xounz, but even though he showed us some nice movement there, he does go down at the end. And voltz finally gets some kills together now, but it's just way too late, unfortunately. Does get a headshot of his own now. You have to respect voltz for playing it out. Even though
1 minute remains.
he knows that this game is over. And xounz hitting some nice LG there yet again. But voltz also answering 2 of his own.
30 seconds
And
left.
xounz actually trying to predict his opponent, but guessed wrong there. Oh, but voltz missed the jump there and
20 seconds.
might go down here, but actually it hit an LG. And now xounz was under 78 HP, but now he also, of course, picked up the health,
9,
allowing him to survive one more LG shot, but doesn't matter because voltz just
5,
strings them together.
3,
It's 2 in a row.
2, 1.
Some minigun or a bio rifle in the middle, but there it is, guys. A clean 2-0 for xounz there, taking that victory. And yeah, what can you say? Well played by xounz. The ironic game was definitely a bit more entertaining for spectator perspective because the damage done were so even. But here it was just complete dominance from xounz there. And GG's. Let's quickly go back to the bracket yet again. So now we see xounz advancing, facing m1no actually. And then at the bottom, we're going to see m1no against the winner of Stabilo versus Ads. That will also be fun to watch. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some great matches upcoming. And let's actually look at the loser bracket also. We did see Briss unfortunately going out. Briss did win a map against Est, I believe. So he had a pretty strong start, but then unfortunately did go out in the first round of the loser bracket. And Evolution actually winning against Tombs. And Honey actually losing against Marduk. Marduk advancing to face Speed. That will be a good match to watch also. Definitely worth spectating that. We got Zebra against Dylan, and the winner of that will face Mawas. And then Matt versus... Matt actually already beat Kurti and is going to advance against Baxo. And then we got Series against Ames, who will eventually face Sarge. So we do have plenty of action coming these coming weeks. And I hope to be part of some of them. It would be very cool to see m1no against Bugatti. m1no definitely showed up today and showed us that he's still very capable of mingling with the best of the best. And SMaLLiK perhaps maybe underestimated his opponent a bit, but still no excuses there. m1no with the 2-1 victory there was a very good match to watch. And if you missed it, it will probably be uploaded to YouTube at some point. So guys, this tournament is brought to you by the Rage Quit community. If you're interested to look at the Discord channel, maybe be a little bit more in touch with what's going on, when the matches are happening, everything is going to be in this Discord. And that said, thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun. We had consistently around 50 viewers. Very cool to see. And I appreciate all the followers. Sorry if I missed some, but it's hard to focus on casting and saying thank you. But I really do appreciate it, and hope to see you all next time. Probably will be, well, I don't know actually if there will be a stream tomorrow. It depends what is scheduled. But I will keep an eye on what is going to be played tomorrow. And if there's anything worth guesting, I will definitely be there for that. So make sure you hit that follow button to see it, to be there for the next ones. All right. Thank you guys, and have a good night. Peace.